Well, the first step in the repair of your drywall is to prepare the area. It's rare for you to get a perfectly square hole when the drywall is damaged, so you may need to take a drywall knife or a mat knife and square up the area as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the more symmetrical you make it, the easier it's going to be for you to be able to cut out the piece that you will use to replace it. The second step in our process is to support the area. If you're fortunate enough to have a damaged area or you're cut out with a 2x4 stud behind it, you can use that as your support for the repair patch that you're going to place over the hole. But if you're not that lucky, and in my case I wasn't, you can use a 1/4 inch thick piece of scrap wood in order to give support on the back of the repair area. I use cedar. As you can tell, it's kind of aged. It came off of a fence, and I saved a few cedar slats and planed them down just a bit to about a 1/4 inch thickness so they'd be easy enough to screw through, and just used that as my support area for the repair patch. The thing I like about cedar is it's strong enough to give the support that you need, but it's soft enough to be able to drill through with drywall screw with just using your hand to hold it in place. Be careful not to screw through your finger on the other side, though. Next, we fill the hole. Cut out a piece of drywall that is roughly the same size and shape as the hole that you have. Place it inside of the hole and use your drywall screws to screw the repair patch piece into the cedar wood that you've got supporting behind it, or whatever wood you chose to use. Next, it's time to tape up the area. Now, you can use drywall tape if you like and be a traditionalist, or there's a new product out now. It's a kind of a fiberglass mesh that's semi-sticky on one side and not sticky on the other that you can use to actually just tape up the transition points between the wall and the repair patch. Stuff works pretty cool. Well, the final step in our drywall process is the floating and sanding. Get a good quality drywall mud. Some people use plaster of Paris. I think that cures a little bit too fast. If you've got really small repairs, plaster of Paris is fine, I guess, but you really have to work quickly. You've only got about 5 to 8 minutes of curing time with plaster of Paris. With drywall mud, it's really not as much a curing process as it is a drying process. So the advantage to using drywall mud compared to plaster of Paris is also its disadvantage. It takes much longer for it to dry. And so consequently, it takes longer. You have to wait longer in order to be able to sand it. In any case, float out the tape areas first and get those as smooth as you possibly can, and then concentrate on floating out the entire area of repair. Remembering that the smoother and flatter that you can make it now during the float process, the less sanding that you will have to do a little bit later on. And with regard to sanding, there's no magic formula. You can use inexpensive equipment, or you can use insanely expensive equipment. It's completely up to you. It's dependent upon your budget. It's also largely dependent upon the size of your job. So use the equipment that suits you best. For me, it's the inexpensive equipment. So that's really it. The 5 easy steps to drywall repair. And remember, the beautiful thing about it is it's drywall. So if you give it a go and it doesn't work out, you can always knock it out and try it again. After you've gotten all of this done, you're ready to paint. Good luck. Thanks for watching.